up, YouTube? If you're not with me, then you're my enemy. It's your boys, Detroit Love, P-Dubs Arcade Loft, Michael B. the Game Genie, and Nostalgia with another episode of the Super Game Room Dudes Friday night. Just got live.
That's right, guys. Friday night just got live. You're tuning in once again into your favorite arcade and gaming podcast show. The dudes are back, baby. The dudes are back in town. The Super Game Room Dudes are here. I'm your host, P-Dubs. With me, as always, Carl, Detroit Love, and our lovely Canadian brother, Michael B., the Game Genie. We're hoping Nostalgia will be able to return in hopefully a couple of weeks. He's got a lot of stuff going on, and we can't wait to see him back on the show. We miss Nostalgia, don't we, Mike?
Big time. Nostalgia, come home, daddy.
Sure.
Come home, Nostalgia. We miss you, and the show needs you. That's right. I didn't realize how much Nostalgia carries the show until we've gone several weeks without him.
Well, he brings all the technical know-how, right?
I suppose. No, I mean when it comes to emulation stuff, but he I just feel like something's missing. You know what I mean? I mean, look, we got an empty box on the bottom of the screen.
Tell the truth, Dubs. You're just afraid I'll start to harassing you now that Nostalgia's gone. You said it earlier to me today.
Yeah, and you've already started the last couple of weeks. I mean, hell, we got into a screaming match a couple of weeks ago.
Please come back, Nostalgia.
And the community lost their minds. They thought that Mike and I really had secret heat. The drama channels were up in arms about it. It was crazy.
I have no idea. I don't watch that stuff.
But we are here. Carl is back as well. Detroit Love, how are you doing, man? And how's look at that shirt, man. I don't know about you guys, but Carl's looking pretty damn good tonight. Take a look at this guy. Skinny AF. Like, this guy's lost so much weight, and now he's even dressing differently. Like, wow. Tell me about your life, and how can I be you?
Look, man, I'm just a squirrel trying to get a nut. That's all, baby. Look, man, I had a rough week here for the most part, and it was just I'm on the plane coming to this landing for Friday, and I'm like, nothing can go wrong. And I go to leave the work, and I go in the server room, and there's water on the floor. Like, what the heck? And there's water coming through the ceiling in the room next door. And
no!
It's seeping through. So, but luckily I was there, because otherwise I would have came in on Tuesday, and it would have been a bigger mess. So, got the Belfort people out there cleaning up the water and all that stuff. So that ain't the way I wanted to start the weekend, but it could have been worse. And I did get out of there and get to hang out with you guys, because this is what I look forward to every Friday. Hang out with the guys, hang out with the guys in the chat to just talk about something that has nothing to do with life, and our work and family and all that. Just hanging out with the fellas.
And Carl, also, I don't know what you've done lately, but the improvements to your internet connection and camera quality, guys, this is Detroit Love in beautiful 1080p. 1080p, Carl, better than the 480p that we were rocking with before.
Look, man, you have to give all thanks to Arby's. They've upgraded their Wi-Fi out in the parking lot. The sandwiches are gone to shit, but the Wi-Fi, 2 thumbs up.
Yeah. Biggie D, do me a favor, man. I sent you a text. You got to respond to my text. We're gonna go to Costco again this weekend, man. We got to go look at some pinball machines, which is one of our topics here tonight. Is pinball machines showing up at Costco. So Biggie D, give me a ping back. Hold on. It says here I just lost connection. Are we still live, guys?
Yeah, we're still live.
Yep.
It says to activate. What the heck just happened?
And I know it's hard to tell, but I have my summer tan as well.
Guys, do me a favor and what? There it goes. Are these the latest chats? Do us a favor, guys. Type something. Yeah, is it refreshing?
No, we're live.
There you go.
Okay, look, the chats are coming through. Okay, I don't know what happened there. We lost connection there for a quick hot second, at least on my end. So
Yeah,
Carl got a better internet connection. I got a worse one, apparently.
Yeah, my gut was slowing down my internet.
So, guys,
oh shit, man!
The truth of the matter is, Carl now has money for clothes and good internet because he stopped eating all that junk food. Look at him, slim down, no junk food. Where do you buy a shirt like that, anyways? Where does one pick up a shirt like
this?
that?
This is a Amazon special here.
Oh,
yeah. My wife said the other week. She says we're going out on a date on Friday, and look your best. I said, this is the best I can do, So I actually went to a barber. This was a couple of weeks now. So I actually went to a barber and got my, a straight razor and got my beard all trimmed up. And then we ended up going out on a wine tasting or wine pairing dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to a wine pairing. And so it's like it was like a four-course meal. And each part of the meal came with a different wine that was made for it. It was really nice. That was more wine I had drank in one night ever. But it was a great time. It was fun.
Yeah.
Good one.
When we go to Chicago in a couple of months, I'm gonna have to not stand next to Detroit Love. He's gonna make me look so much. Make me look so much worse than I already do, Carl.
I'm not gonna make it, so you're gonna look good because
you're not coming.
Nope, we got. They just. I put in the text the other day. They released the audit dates, and it's freaking the exact week that you guys are gonna be there.
Yeah, we weren't sure if you meant to release that or that was a text to somebody else.
No,
context is needed with that stuff.
I just copied and modified slightly what was sent to me. I'm like, oh my goodness,
just fake a stomach cramp.
I can't take the week off before or during that week of our audit.
Well, I'm super excited to be here. I mean, it's the holiday weekend. Typically, we don't stream on holiday weekends, but we figured why not? Because technically, we have Saturday, Sunday, Monday to celebrate Labor Day weekend with our family. So happy Labor Day to the live chat and you guys for tuning in every week, hanging out with the dudes. We all deserve a day off, and Monday's going to be a lot of fun for us here down in the States. Michael B., does Canada get something similar to a Labor Day?
Yeah, we have Maple Syrup Day.
Maples, and it's like just everyone takes the day off.
We take the day off. We have to eat flapjacks, and we have to kill a moose.
And eat some Canadian bacon.
Well, if you guys in the live chat want your shout outs, wake up! Let me know now, speak now, or forever hold your peace. We got the live chat on the screen temporarily. Let's see here. Rights, Retrocade, Biggie D's Arcade, James Hates Everything, Elio, Jason, Danny Z, Darkroom Arcade, Retro, Arcade Trooper, Bo, knows Tecmo. He's going to get a Tecmo Super Bowl tattoo. I convinced him to do it, and I can't wait to see pictures of it. MG is in the house. Galaga Guy, 88, John J, Night Surfer Ride, Jim, the Pacers fan, the infamous Kevin Clausen is here as well. Bobby One, ALU, Hollywood, Polo, Super Gamer.
Oh, dudes. Polo's back. Thank you very much, Polo, for coming back. Sorry for being mean to you the other week. I love you, man. It's been a long time since you've been here regularly. Sorry for being a dick.
He's always here. You're just mean to him when he shows up.
That's not true. I was mean to him one time.
Who will Michael B get this week? You never know.
John J's here, Old Blue Eyes, Stock Jock, Jeremy K, 720 Eric, El Capitan, Wild Bills, Retro Gaming Show, Gramps Arcade, Carlos Gilberto, Frankie D. Who is Gramps Arcade? That sounds new. JR,
people.
T Slayer, Chris Ford, Thor Casey, Dr. Jeffrey W. A lone man in the live chat named Ricky is here as well. Thanks as always, guys, for coming in and hanging out with us on these Friday nights. We got a number of topics we want to talk about tonight, including everything you heard already earlier this week.
Oh my God, Patrick wouldn't stop complaining about it earlier because he didn't even, no one told me whether or not there was a show. So I just put one up and then he was like, well, I don't know if we should do a show. Everybody's ruined it. They've already talked about all the news.
I was like, Mike, you just did the show last night.
I didn't do a show last night.
But Mike made a point to me. Because I told him, I said, all this news has already been covered because the news came out early in the week. It's not like the news came out at the end of the week and we're one of the first to cover it, right? Like all the news came out early in the week and everyone talked about it, talked your ears off about it. And I told Mike, I'm like, man, I don't think we're gonna have anyone tuning in. I mean, it's a holiday weekend, and we're talking about a lot of stuff that people have been talking about all week. And Mike reminded me, he said, P-Dubs, don't you realize that our viewers come in just to hang out with us? They don't care what we talk about. And I don't know if that's true or not. You guys let me know in the live chat. I'm so used to doing structured broadcasts that just a chill stream isn't really my forte. So I mean, is that true? Do you guys just tune in for the personalities versus the content? You guys got to let me know in the live chat. Dubs does have that midnight DJ voice. Thanks so much, Bobby1 ALU. Yep. Oh my God, that's so funny. All right, we got a great question just to kind of kick off the show here as we dive into topics. How would you guys rate Princess Bride and Goat Skin Simulator on Pinball FX? So,
I've never used a goat skin condom. I've thought about it because I always thought rubber was so lambskin. Oh, so
lambskin. Lambskin. What kind of condoms are you using, Mike?
We have goat skin in Canada.
What was I saying? So I'll just say this really quickly. My thoughts. Goat Simulator is a wacky, crazy pinball game. If you just want a pinball game that is truly, you have to look at it as it's an all-out video game. It's not really a pinball game. If you like the Goat Simulator game, you're probably gonna like it. Me, it went over my head. I had no idea what the hell was going on while I was beta testing it when they sent the games to us, Mike, like 2 weeks ago. And, and I still haven't published a video yet for it, but I'm not a big fan of the GOAT one. I'm not a big fan of the GOAT one. Now, when it comes to Princess Bride, I love it. I think Zen Studios did a fantastic job on Princess Bride. And it's 50-50. I've noticed some people hate the fact that the artwork on the table and the characters, although they're based on the movie, it's comic book style, right? Like comic style art. I love it. I think it was a great way to go because otherwise it would look just like everything else, right? I think it was a unique way to tell the story. And I think the cartoon style, because although it's cartoon comic artwork style, they still look like the actors in the movie, which is what we wanted, right? So I think, yeah, man, I really like Princess Bride, and I don't care that it's comic art style. Mike, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, so I don't really need to talk about this because I already did a video earlier this week, so I don't want to repeat myself.
Shameless. No, Mike, some people here didn't watch your video.
I'm joking. Well, actually, most people probably didn't watch it. Anyways, so I will tell you about Goat Simulator. Goat Simulator was a lot like the first time I had sex. I didn't really know what happened, but I really enjoyed it. So, it's got a lot of fun shots. I'm not a fan of the IP at all. Like, I have no familiarity with Goat Simulator. I don't know what's going on, why there's so many different balls that you use, all that stuff. It's super video gamey, but I will say there's some really good shots in it. The table actually feels really fun. So, I don't know, but I do enjoy it. Now, Princess Bride is trickier. I said in my video, it reminded me a lot of Pinball M. What I meant was the Thing Pinball on Pinball M. It has a very similar feel to the Thing Pinball on Pinball M. So, like, the ball comes out really trickily. Like, after you launch the ball, it comes out under this spinner here. And sometimes it takes weird divots. So it's really hard to tell which way to get it. So I was getting a lot of, like, straight down the middle right off my launch. The shots are good. It's a little bit slower, a little bit more methodic, but again, I love the theme. I grew up in the 80s, so I love Princess Bride. I'm a big fan of it. I think this is definitely the winner table. Princess Bride is the best one because it has the best theme and overall enjoyment. But Goat Simulator is stupid, but it's really, really fun too.
Where is it? Not James. Steve Sale here. So P-Dubs, are you saying Goat Simulator is bad? Yeah, I'm just, dude, I'm not a fan of it. Like, it's just the theme. I just can't get over the theme. You know what I mean? So there you guys go. Very cool. Thanks so much for kicking off the show with that. Hollywood Polo, how was your day? We greatly appreciate it. Yeah, Steps Gaming, this is a great question. What's next? Power Wash Simulator? Like, who asked for
Yeah.
Goat Simulator? It's a weird choice.
I think you're going to see this from companies. It's like New Wave Toys doing Golden Tee and like Stern Pinball putting machines in Costco and shit like that. They're trying to bring in a new audience. So it's not necessarily, catering to their current fan base so much as trying to catch wind of a bigger fan base. None of us really know what Goat Simulator is, but apparently it's got a huge following. So I think they're trying to throw shit against the wall and see what sticks to bring new audience members in, probably get new people playing Pinball FX.
Carl, do you plan on picking up either of these games? Do either of these games sound interesting to you?
I've never played Zen's FX.
Oh yeah?
Nope, never.
Just
I've never-
FX, just FX3.
FX3 is the only Zen products that I've played. I just haven't taken the time to look at it, so I have no clue what that offering is, what platform it comes on, or any of that stuff. So I only play on my little toy shack back there, and whatever's on there, that's all the play I get.
Ooh. Well, I mean, you modded that thing, and it's great. It's a shame you don't play on your Legends pinball very much.
Well, again, Legends. When I moved it over here, then the what do you call it? The plunger stopped working. So that kind of, if I didn't have the joystick here, I wouldn't even be able to play at all. So I just, without the plunger, I lost the zest and zeal for even messing with it. So, but I think I'm going to sell that and eventually get the 4K 3.0.
Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see if you decide to do that. Hopefully you can fix it. Maybe you just need a new plunger in there.
I just need to call support and get some help. That's all.
Yep.
But who has time for that?
Yep. Zen should use their licenses to make more Star Wars and Marvel. They've made a lot of Star Wars and Marvel games. I don't know if they should keep going. But that would be, I mean, they sell, right? I mean, people buy them like hotcakes. Carl's busy being fly. I saw that, Leo. I saw that. There you go. Okay, so we got a number of topics tonight, including Stern Pinball, Uncanny X-Men. And speaking of Stern Pinball, it's showing up at a Costco near you. There's a new Capcom Fighting Game Collection. We're still waiting on Capcom Fighting Game Collection 1 to be released. And
Marvel versus Capcom Fighting Collection.
I'm sorry. And now they have another one that they announced.
Just really quickly to reference that to make sure everybody's aware. Capcom Fighting Collection has been out for a while. Currently, it's on sale on Steam this weekend, so you can pick that up. Marvel versus Capcom Fighting Collection physical copies came out for pre-order today on Amazon. Please go see my Twitter or Facebook posts. You can use my affiliate link to pick up your copy today. And also,
you have no shame. No,
absolutely, and no integrity.
So I did pre-order on Amazon a physical copy of Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection for the Nintendo Switch. It doesn't have an expected release date yet on Amazon. It's just listed in the order received. What is that called?
Here's the most important question. Did you use my affiliate link?
No, I did not use your affiliate
That's okay.
link.
That's okay.
I use my own affiliate link. We want to touch on Crystal Castles. I definitely want to get you guys have heard Mike and me talk all week about Crystal Castles, but I definitely want to get to Troy Love's opinion on Crystal Castles coming out from New Wave Toys. And probably the most riveting and exciting segment in video game history, we are going to dive deep into an Arcade1Up $20 million loan. Jesus Christ.
James Hates Everything comes on. We've got 4 hours slated for the technical details about this loan.
Oh, God, I can't believe this is news. But yeah, well, I guess Mike put it on the thumbnail, so we got to talk about it. Way to go, Mike.
P-Dubs, you're a big Arcade1Up fan. Your butthole aches for the new Pac-Man pub table.
That's not what I said.
His butthole is aching for it.
I was on the Quartercade stream last night. We were having a really good time talking smack like we always do.
Quartercade made your butthole ache?
No. We were talking about the Arcade1Up Class of 81 pub table, and I pointed out that opinions are like buttholes. Everybody's got one,
And
my
yours
butt
aches for the Pac-Man pub table.
and my butthole likes this pub table. What I've seen of it so far, it's just a shame they're not in Arizona. Like, guys, anyone out there in Arizona? Have you seen one in Arizona? We got that Midway Golf cab, but no pub tables for me to go look at. And Mike, it has been over a year since I bought an Arcade1Up product. It might be the first one I buy if I like it when I see it, but I want to see it in person first, right? Even though I could
Yep.
technically just order one from Costco's website, I could have done that, but I was like, I want to go see it first because it's really cool that they're actually having floor models, right, for you to go
Yep.
test out.
So there's a super chat Carl's going to get to in a second from our buddy Wrights Retrocade. Thank you so very much. Big news. Someone in Canada actually picked up a Miss Pac-Man pub table. It was posted in the Arcade1Up Canadian fan page today. They took a trip across the border, went to Costco, brought it home, and they are absolutely in love with theirs. I think it's Jill Dunn from Canada picked up her Miss Pac-Man Galaga pub table.
What happens when you guys are hauling merchandise across the border like that?
Depends on how long we've been there. We can bring back so much stuff tax-free depending on the amount of days we've been there. And then we have to declare it at the border. And I don't think it's exactly tax-free. We declare at the border, and if it's over a certain amount, we have to pay some kind of duty on it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it stinks you guys have to pay a duty. I mean, geez, man, that's... Everyone wants their piece of the pie, right?
Oh, man, tell me about it. Like, every single time something really cool comes out that I've got to order online, I'm like, I got to move to the States because it's ridiculous. They either don't ship to certain parts of Canada, or if they do ship, like, honestly, it will cost you a kidney to get it here.
Yeah. I'm okay with it. Sorry, Carl. We'll get to the super chat in 1 second. I'm okay with the pub table not having Wi-Fi online leaderboards because none of the pub tables or cocktail tables have that, right? None of the countercades do. It's only the 3/4 scale machines that do. I mean, I'm okay with it. I mean, it's actually a machine I'm more interested in playing with my wife, Melissa. I showed it to Melissa, and she's like, this is so cool. We could use the cup holders, and we could sit down and play together, in the new game room that we're building. And she thinks it looks cool, too. So she's going to go with me to look at it. But you never know. We might see it in person and say we don't like it. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens. I'm okay with it. It's more for us versus playing against the world. Take it away, Carl. I'm sorry.
No problem. Wrights Retro K gave a $2.06 US super chat. Happy Blurbs Day, Dubs. Happy birthday, P Dubs.
Happy Blur's Day.
Blurbs.
Thank you so much, my friend. We appreciate the super chat. It's a good way to keep the cost up. Yeah, man, they would have just jacked the price up more if it had that feature. You know how they work, right? So you think it's weird you can't start as player one from both spots? No, I don't. No, I don't. I have control issues, so I will always sit in the player one position. So, that's how it's going.
Oh, you're one of those people, like, every time you play Monopoly, you're like, I'm the banker. I'm the banker.
I actually am the banker in Monopoly.
Yeah, I knew it.
And someone asked how my tattoo's doing. It is sore. It feels like a horrible sunburn. It's at the point now after day 2 or 3 where it's starting to scab over and it looks kind of gross. You know what I mean? Because it scabs over, but you got to make sure you don't pick at it. Just keep putting the lotion stuff, the special stuff on it. I forget what it's called. It starts with an A downstairs. And
Astroglide.
yeah. Mike, you're the worst. But it's healing. Do you guys want to see it? I mean, it's not...
break it out, man.
Which number is this, P Dubs?
This is my second tattoo.
Okay.
So it's only my second, but I plan on getting a lot more. Do you want to see it? So here, let me go full screen. I'll have to stand up though. So
Michael, do you have any tattoos?
No.
No, me neither. No.
My wife has a tattoo on her back, and she's wanted us to get one as well. And it's so rad, man.
Yeah, but it's starting to scab over, so it looks a little bumpy and weird in spots because that's scab. But yeah, man, got my Qbert tattoo. So It's pretty awesome. Got my Cuber tattoo.
Now you got to wear. Now you have to wear long sleeves to work every day.
Nah, I don't. There's a lot of guys at our office that have tattoos on their forearms, and we still just wear our polos and
Okay.
short sleeve dress shirts. People don't care as long as it's not like an offensive tattoo. You know what I mean? So
P-Dubs walks in with the swastika. What's up, everybody?
yeah, we can't do that. But I'm gonna do another video game character on this arm, but instead of being underneath, I'm gonna have it on top right here. So you guys are gonna have to. I'm gonna let this one heal first before we go get that one. So,
Oh, you're gonna be riddled with tattoos by the time this is over. You're gonna have a giant sleeve.
well, you know what happened is I was 21, and as a 21-year-old, it was right after my 21st birthday. You're like, I'm 21 now. I'm gonna go get a tattoo, right? So we all went, me and the boys, and we got tattoos, right? And I got my whole shoulder here is just one big iron cross, right? It's like
Oh,
a
I'm
Celtic,
just glad it's not a tramp stamp.
it's like a Celtic iron cross because I'm like 80% Irish, right? So it's a
Okay.
big old Celtic iron cross on my arm, and that was it. That was 20 years ago. Over 22 years ago.
How's it holding up?
Because I'm 43 now.
Is it
It needs touch ups. It's
fading a
faded.
little
It's
bit?
faded
Okay.
over time.
Mhm.
But you know, I was like, it's been so long, and my wife, she's gotten 4 tattoos in the last like year and a half. So she's been on this tattoo binge, and it was for her birthday, and we were out for her birthday, and I know she's like on this tattoo binge. I was like, I got a surprise for you. She said, what? I said, we're gonna go get tattoos together today. And she's like, really? So we go in, and I got Cubert, and she got Kirby. She got Link Kirby. So I don't know did you see the picture of it?
Yeah, I did see that.
All right. I only put that on my personal Facebook, but let me find it here, and I'll show the audience real quick, and then we'll get back on topic. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and share our screen. So for instance, now I gotta admit, hers is cool AF. Take a look at hers. So we got them in the same spot on our arms, and you could see like the blood coming through. Like it was all blood. It looked like he had bloodshot eyes. The blood coming through the white. Now it's actually turning white as it heals, right? But guys, what do you think about my wife's Kirby? I mean, we we decided to get our favorite video game characters, and you guys know my wife is a big Kirby fan, so she got Kirby, I got Cuber. I think hers looks great. It looks really, really good. So
Now, Michael B, if you were to get your favorite character tattoo, what
Yeah.
would that be?
Yeah, I was actually going to ask that. Great question, Carl. So if I was going to get my favorite video game character tattooed on me, I don't know if I get a character so much as I would probably get the Triforce from Legend of Zelda.
okay.
I think that's the one I go with.
Great topic for the live chat, guys. I want to get your chats on the screen.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite game of all time is Donkey Kong Jr. But it's like, who do you go with? Do you go with Mario? Do you go with Donkey Kong? Do you get a barrel? What do you get for that?
I would go with a screen from Donkey Kong Jr. Math on the NES. Just get like a bunch of math questions going across the screen.
Dr. Mario. Just put some
Hey, don't
pillows.
kid yourself, man. That'd be an awesome tattoo, Dr. Mario.
It's time to make the live chat shine, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor. If you were to get a video game related tattoo on your body, or if you've already gotten one, what would it be? MG would get, not a tramp stamp, I'm sorry. Kevin Clausen would get Master Chief from Halo. Good choice. Good choice.
That would
Biggie
be
D.
Huge.
The Umbrella Company logo, simple, red and white. That would look cool, Biggie D. Lower back, Biggie D, right above the butt crack. Let us know.
He can't get
Robotron-
two in the same place, Dubs.
Hey, Stock Jock would get the Robotron brain. There you go.
That's a good one.
Let's see here, guys. Get it in. Max Payne. There you go. Game Broker would get a My Little Pony tattoo. Donkey Kong Bongo across his forehead. Seriously? Pooyan. We got another Halo right here. Come on, guys, get them in. I want to share your thoughts. Hobby Monster would get a Peter Pepper. There you go. Danny Z here. He said Earthworm Jim or Dirk the Dairy. And guys, How about a big shout out to Danny Z, home from the hospital and recovering. Dan, we care about our viewers, and we're so happy you're back in the saddle. Oh God, come on, Goofy Foot. Now we see why Michael B blocked you. No, I'm just kidding. Foxhound from Metal Gear Solid, right here. Foxhound from 19K Fox. Mr. Big from Narc. Shogeku would get a Wizard of War tattoo. There you go. Jeremy K would go hardcore in the paint, getting the original Mortal Kombat symbol. I think Dirk the Daring would be really, really cool. Now, what's funny is none of you have guessed what my next video game or video game related character is going to be. So that I find that kind of funny. StarCraft, Adol, box art of Yar's Revenge.
I like that.
Retro Dude Carl Young, big Atari fan. He'd get the Atari logo. Oh man, Marine 50. He's gonna beat everybody. He's gonna get the Casino Cade on his back. you guys are stuck getting Golden Tee this year. You guys have no choice.
Yeah.
Big $5 super chat from Danny Z. You didn't have to
You
say
don't
that,
need
man.
to do that, man.
You got medical bills to pay for. Don't worry about us. Thanks, guys. But we're happy you're doing good. Popeye, James Hates Everything would definitely get the Arcade1Up logo tattooed on him. I know it.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. We should get a picture of the At Games Legends pinball that says lag free on it. You know what I mean? All right. Good stuff. That's enough of that nonsense. All right, let's talk a little bit.
I would get a Spider-Man.
Oh,
looking at these Spider-Man tattoos, I'm like, I don't know, they're too huge for me. I'll be in pain for weeks.
If you want to go back up, just go back up a little bit.
Okay.
This one right here, DeviantArt Spider-Man tattoo. Can you just go up a little bit more?
Which one?
This one right here. That's
Which one?
that's actually my buddy Gerald.
Oh, really? Which one?
Yeah, this is my buddy Gerald O'Neill. Next one over, just the arm where the Spider-Man suit's coming out from it.
yeah.
Say to the left or right.
Yeah.
The one that says DeviantArt Spider-Man
right
tattoo.
here? This one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my buddy Gerald. That's his tattoo.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to do a Spider-Man, but I would probably do something simple like just a spider, maybe.
Yeah.
You know.
Maybe I should get a Death Star with the word At Games across it. You know what I mean? Because At Games built the Death Star. We should do that. That would be fun.
I don't understand.
You don't know At Games is building the Death Star? You don't remember? That was like one of the best jokes in the community for weeks.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, Mike, you're terrible. All right, let's get this show on track, guys. We got Stern Pinball. Let's talk about them. So, Michael B., take it away. What was the big announcement today?
Yeah, so to the surprise of literally nobody that's been following the news, Stern announced Uncanny X-Men is the next game coming out, cornerstone game. It's going to be done by Jack Danger, art by Zombie Yeti. Got a very quick teaser video today with this, central head coming out of the pinball table. Looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Not really a whole lot to go on right now other than what we already know, but art looks good. I saw some people in the community, like actual pinball fans, saying, hope this is the last Marvel one for a while. And I'm surprised by the negativity towards another Marvel table.
Yeah, I mean, they sell. It makes money, helps the company succeed. If you don't want it, don't buy it. You're under zero obligation. But hey, I'm excited. I'm excited to see it. We got to get the full reveal. We got to see what the whole thing looks like. All we got was this one shot of the celestial, not celestial. What are they called again? They're not celestials. What are they called?
Sentinels.
Sentinels.
Yeah.
The Sentinel coming out of the table is the only shot we got of the actual table. So
yeah.
So Michael B, I've never purchased a pinball other than say an ALP here. And so with this coming to Costco, is there any discount? I mean, this is a discount store.
This isn't coming to Costco. We'll get to the Costco one in a minute. This is like one of their top releases. So expect normal prices. This is going to be like
10 grand.
I think it's like is it $6,999 for the Pro now, or is it gone up to $7,499 for the Pro now?
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
really? That
I
sucks.
don't know what the price on the Pro is anymore,
So-
but it used to be $699. I think it's gone up even more now. The premium's 9,499. Hopefully, it doesn't go up any more than that. I'd have to check the prices, so
No.
it might be just $6,999 for the Pro, and God only knows about the limited edition. But what we do know about this is made by Jack Danger. Fans of his last machine that he put out, that was Foo Fighters. That seemed to be pretty, well regarded. So, yeah. And then the last machine he put out before Foo Fighters was Jurassic Park Home Edition, which we're going to talk about in a minute. So he's got a good track record. It's a cool IP. The art's going to be badass. So, yeah, it looks like it could be cool. But again, you got to see it. And honestly, with pinball, you really got to play it to understand whether or not you're going to like it or not.
But I'm not a purchaser of pinballs, but I would imagine these things are sort of like they come out at that price, but once they come out and are sold, to buy them you're gonna have to pay more, right?
Well, it fluctuates. Right now, pinball is actually at a bit of a lull. I mean, it's just like all the home arcade products, right? Like people were spending like crazy during the pandemic because they were stuck home. They weren't going on vacations. They weren't going out to dinner. They were stuck in their house going wild. So they were like, okay, I'm going to spend this money I had to spend elsewhere on myself, on my home, since I'm going to be home. But now no one's doing that. So they don't have the same kind of money or drive to buy the stuff for the home. On top of that, the economy is straight up fucked, man. So people have less money to spend on this stuff now, too, on top of that. So the pinball markets are going down a little bit right now. People are having a little bit more trouble moving newer tables, changing them out. They're taking a little bit of a loss on them. And the distributors are having a bit of a hard time selling off new tables as well. Demand is down right now. But the cool thing is, unlike me, you guys live in areas where there's actually arcades. So you can go play these for like $1.
Yeah, you're under no obligation to buy a pinball machine. Just go support your local arcade and go play them. I'm excited that if this thing is coming out September 4th next week, odds are this thing will be at the Chicago Pinball Expo, Mike. So we'll be able to get some hands-on experience
Yeah.
with it there together, which would be really, really cool in my opinion. I still, I wouldn't mind getting another Marvel themed pin. I've played Infinity Quest?
Yeah.
Didn't really like it. I really like Deadpool Pro, the Deadpool Pro edition, which is the cheaper version. I'm thinking I might buy one whenever someone decides to give it up secondhand.
Here's the interesting thing about that. We keep talking about Jack Danger. We keep bringing him into the conversation. Deadpool Pro is his favorite pinball machine of all time.
No kidding.
100%.
I did not know that. Any Deadpool pinball fans out there? I really like the Deadpool game. It's been out for 5 years or so, so it's been out for a little while.
Luckily enough, that is one I have access to. Unfortunately, for a while, it was in really, really bad shape. Like they had a piece of plexiglass on it, but they've changed the glass out again now. It's in good shape to play. So one of the 2 Stern pinball tables available to play here is Deadpool Pro, which is awesome, and Guardians of the Galaxy Pro, which is no awesome. That's not a good game. I don't like it.
Guardians of the Galaxy? Yeah, I don't see myself buying that one either. Go ahead.
Yeah, I live. There's a place called simply the Arcade that's near me, and they have. If you go to that pinball, whatever that website is, that place has literally every great pinball machine you can ever think of, and it's right around the corner from me. But it's only open on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and the weekends are always tied up. So I would have to be there instead of being here on Friday. I would have to be there on Saturday instead of hanging out with my wife because that's her only day that we get to hang out, or Sunday. And so I have yet to make it to this place, but I am dying to go to the arcade and check out all these pinballs that you guys are talking about enjoying, because it's literally 5 minutes from here, But I plan to do it, but I don't know when I'm going to get a chance before the summer's out. So it's probably going to have to happen in the winter time. But I'm looking forward to playing a lot of these pinball tables that you guys talk about, the food table, Godzilla, and those tables.
Well, next time you're out shopping with the wife, Carl, you might be able to check out another Stern pinball machine that's actually being Showing up at Costco,
Wow. Okay.
Stern announced, and also Nap Arcade put out the info, and we all followed Nap Arcade. Such a great website for pinball nudes. That
Pinball nudes.
news.
That's where you can go to see Query Hardy
You got
fully
my
nude.
attention.
Check out Nap Arcade for pinball nudes.
You
For
got my
pinball
attention.
nudes. But so these are the home edition pins. They're starting with Jurassic Park. There's going to be a bunch of them in Costco's. They said in about 25% of the Costco's, so not every Costco will get some, but if you're walking around Costco, you guys could go check it out. These things were supposed to retail for $49.99. They're already $47.99.
Already dropping, guys. Going to be
Already-
$100 next week. Stern's
Yep.
going out of business.
And keep in mind, these are the home editions, but they did make some improvements, such as the playfield is actually made out of plywood now versus MDF. Keep in mind, for those of you who don't know, their home edition pins were something that they've tried releasing in years past, and they're made out of cheaper parts like MDF and not a real coin door. It's a fake. This is a fake coin door on the front, right? Like it's not a fully functioning coin door like you get on a Pro Premium or limited edition pinball machine. It's like having just a metal placard.
What is going on with that plunger there? What is that? A Coke bottle on the end of it?
Yeah,
Coke bottle cap? Like, what is that?
Interesting little plunger tip on here too, right? But I mean, it's almost the same size as a full pinball machine. It does have a much smaller DMD LCD screen, but now these versions have the plywood on the playfield, which is huge, and then they also have the insider connected right here. So for leaderboards, achievements, trophies.
Yeah,
So
and that's a big caveat too, because
Yeah.
Insider Connected is not coming to any of the previously released home pins. It's not
Oh.
compatible at all.
that
They're
is
not
totally centered, MG. Don't push my buttons tonight, bro. That is 100% centered from here to here and from here to here, equal space. So yeah, there you go. So I mean, if you're interested, now the funny thing, and I talked about this on Danny's stream. I talked about it on my video where I talked about this.
Yeah, I
a
know
few
you
days.
ruined the show with all the viewings you've done on YouTube already.
I know, but and this is honestly a question I have for the chat, because you never know, there might be some big pinball followers in the chat who've been following pinball longer than us, and this isn't the first time pinball machines have shown up at Costco. If they sit around collecting dust, will Costco just send them back to Stern, or do they have the ability to actually mark the prices down to move them, to clearance them out, right? That's the big question, because a normal pinball distributor doesn't have that power, guys. I mean, you go look at all your local distributor websites for pros, premiums, and LEs. Unless it's a used pinball machine, if it's new in box, the distributor has to sell it for the retail MSRP, right? Like
Yeah.
they can't just say, "Hey guys, this week we're doing $1,000 off every pinball machine," and then go to Stern and say, "Hey, the retail price was 7,800, but we sold it for 6,800. You owe us a credit." You know what I mean? Like they don't do that, right? They don't have that ability. But does Costco, which has way more purchasing power and corporate strength behind it, versus a distributor who just has one building of pinball machines, do they have that ability? Did they negotiate that with Stern? And if that's the case, guys, I would say let them collect dust. If you're interested in this thing, let them collect dust and see if they get marked down to $3,000 or less. And then it might be worth picking up. It might be worth picking up at that point. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I think Conti. Conti did
Yeah.
regular watcher of us. He indicated that he said both the Star Wars home pin and the Jurassic Park home pin actually play pretty well. He's a fan of it. He actually considered buying a Star Wars home pin. I always struggle with it, because like if I want to buy a pin, I want to buy a pin, right? And the pins that we have in our homes, they aren't for home use, right? Like, do you remember when Ice came on our show many moons ago?
Yeah.
This is more along the lines of what they would sell. They were selling the Stern home pins all the way back when. So I mean, this is more of what a home retail version is supposed to be. But at the same time, man, if you're going to be dropping like $5-6K on something like this, save
Go
a couple
buy the
extra
Pro.
bucks and go get the Pro.
Go get the Pro so you get the full real experience. Now, keep in mind, guys, if you are interested in this, to help save you from going to your Costco's and wasting your gas and your time, go ahead and take your screenshots now with your phones if you're even interested in this at all. All you have to do is call your local Costco and give them this item number right here, 1834901. All you have to do is call your Costco, give them that number, and ask them if they have it in stock, and they'll tell you if they have it in stock and on the floor. So take your screenshots now if you're interested. I'll leave it up for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There you go. So that way you guys don't waste your time driving around if you're on the hunt for something like this. There you go.
I am surprised that it is $200 less than what they indicated through the press release or through Nap Arcade. So $4,799. I mean, that's a bit of a discount. I'm guessing the $4,999 will come up on their website. That'll be the price on the website then, I guess.
Yeah, they're going to be like $6,000 if you buy it from Stern Direct.
From Stern Direct. Yeah.
You better get it. And if you're wondering where you're going to find it, well, all the pictures we've seen in forums so far have shown they have these things right next to the Arcade1Up stuff. So wherever the Arcade1Up display is, you're probably going to find the Stern pinball machines as well. So as you can see with the picture of the kid here, it's almost a full-size pinball machine. So there you go.
It's more like 3/4 scale.
Call who? Who did I say to call? I don't know.
Ghostbusters. Anyways, if you go back to that picture.
Call Costco, tell them Pete Up's saying it.
Yeah, if you go back to that picture really quickly, that shows it right next to the Golden Tee. I have my Godzilla right next to my Golden Tee downstairs, and let me tell you, my Golden Tee is dwarfed by my Godzilla. So this is significantly smaller.
Yeah. So, but there you guys go. So go check them out if you're interested. That's enough with the Stern pinball news. We got some other topics we want to talk about tonight. Mike,
Cammy says it's full size. It must be an aspect ratio thing because it does look smaller right next to the.
Well, it's like the Costco app is showing $49.99. Yeah, interesting that some stores already have it a couple $100 off, and hopefully it continues to drop.
Yeah, mine's showing $49,999.99 with $300 tax at $52.99.
Do you think you could sneak this in your house, Carl?
This would be This would be very tough to sneak in.
The back boxes are smaller. That's
what it is.
Like that.
The body and all that. The play field is all the same size. There you go. No, don't make up lies, Jason, in the live chat. Don't make up lies. All right, Mike, what's next? You take it away. You share the assets on the screen. I need to kick back here. I'm wondering if I caught something being out and about the last couple of days.
Probably hepatitis.
This is why I don't leave the house. Like I feel all like congested.
So anyways, guys, as most of you know, I'm leaving the home arcade space and becoming a toy YouTuber because that's where the real money is. Anyways, really cool news if you're following toys. I saw this posted earlier. Nada from They Live is coming out next week from Mondo Toys. So if you ever dreamed about having a They Live toy figure, get ready because you can pick them up from Mondo next week. So here's the full set.
Mike, please post a link to this in the chat. I definitely want to get my hands on these.
I have a link to the article. Hopefully they'll give you a link to the stuff. But yeah. So anyways, look at all the cool stuff. You get to actually have them with the alien head that you can switch out. Comes with a shotgun. You know what he does come with? Bubblegum. He is not all out of bubblegum. This toy is not. This is so friggin' cool. I saw this like minutes before we went live. I'll send you the link. I'll find the link for the actual Mondo shop and I'll send it to you. KP Dubs?
Yeah, I'm excited, man. One of my favorite cult movies growing up. So cult classic film. So with probably the best hand-to-hand fight scene in cinema history.
It goes on for so long. It's longer than the sex scene in the Friday the 13th remake. It's so crazy.
I mean, it's like a 22-minute fight scene. It's hilarious. There you go.
All right, real post now.
All right, real stuff. What do you got for us, Mike?
Real stuff. Let's talk about it, even though we're not supposed to.
Please make sure you zoom in. Please make sure.
Oh my God.
There you go, Mike. This one's fine. Go ahead.
So New Wave Toys is releasing Crystal Castles. The pre-sale will be over in 23 days and 22 hours, 7 minutes, and 24 seconds.
Okay, Mike, come on. What is this?
Hey guys, this is Crystal Castles. We're not supposed to talk about it, remember? Somebody put a post up on their community post saying that we didn't need to talk about it.
Well, there's no need to talk about it. That's for sure.
Anyways, guys, New Wave Toys finally unveiled their new cab this past week. Crystal Castles, like everybody predicted, the shape pretty much gave it away, especially with the year as well. It's an absolutely beautiful arcade. It might not be the best game of all time, but it's a fun-ass game. So anyways, it's up right now. $199. Use Crystal 20 to get an additional discount. On top of that, they've also got this field test edition. I think this one's going to be a weird choice because the other one is so beautiful. I don't know why you get the field test. Some people still will. Collectors will. The other thing I wanted to say, the new thing with this, they also have cabinet accents. Like if you take a look, we'll go down here inside this, but oh, damn it, it goes on. But if you can see up under the marquee, there's additional lighting there, just like in the real cabinet. So there's a lot of shit going on with this. It looks great. Crystal 20, you can get it for about, I think it's $160 after you put in the 20% discount. And we've also got the Glen deck edition. So if you wanted to go all out, you can also pick up this deck that goes with it that plugs in. It's an external controller. If you want to play it on your TV, it's got the exact same art as the Crystal Castle's actual cabinet. It's a little bit different shape. That's the only thing I don't like about it. It's a very generic deck shape, opposed to trying to recreate the deck exactly. It has a light up trackball in it, just like the cabinet itself does. This one's on for, what's the price point on this, Dubs? $349, but with code comes out to $270 or something like that with the Crystal 20.
Yeah, if anyone has not heard of this week, make sure you guys use code Crystal20 at checkout to get 20% off. So I'll put that in the live chat.
Yeah, so the cool thing that we found out this past week, Glenn didn't confirm this, but Shiloh apparently confirmed this. The Crystal Castles deck can also be used with the Golden Tee cab and vice versa. So say, for example, you picked up the deck for Golden Tee. You can actually use the Golden Tee deck for Crystal Castles. And if you didn't pick up the Golden Tee deck, but you want this one and you want to get the deck, but you did pick up the Golden Tee Replicate, you can use this trackball controller with your Golden Tee. So for those people that didn't go all in on Golden Tee, like P-Dubs, you can go all in on Crystal Castles and get it. Go ahead.
I kind of regret my Golden Tee purchase now because I got the Golden Tee with the Golden Tee control panel. And this control panel looks cooler. Can you click on the picture of the bundle there with the control panel? And then
yeah, it's a little complicated.
Look at that. Look at this photo. Like that's
gorgeous. Yeah,
it's a beautiful thing, you know. And it's got the light up trackball and stuff. But here's also the funny thing: is although these control panels can be used with each Replicate, what's funny is the Golden Tee one actually has more buttons on it. So if there's other games that come out that need more buttons versus just one action button like Crystal Castles, maybe I'll be okay having Golden Tee because I'll have one that has more buttons on it, right? But still, it's a beaut. It's a beaut. Hey, look who's here in the live chat. Glenn's Retro Show. Thanks so much for confirming that. So because I'm all in on Golden Tee and I'm already guys, it's Glenn. I hate to say this, Glenn. You know we love you, but it's so expensive. I'm not going to buy the Crystal Castles control panel, but I did put in an order for the Crystal Castles Replicate by itself because I'm excited about it.
Even though we're a very small segment here in Canada, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention this. One of the barriers to entry with New Wave Toys here in Canada is the insane shipping costs. So I took a look at this. Shipping for the cabinet and the deck itself was $125 to me here in Canada.
That sucks.
Yeah, that's US too. So all told, I'd be over $600 for buying the bundle. The other side of it, just looking at the Replicate, shipping was $75 to me here in Canada for just the Replicate. So basically, it's $106 US plus another $75, almost 50% extra shipping to get the cabinet here. So I know it's probably out of New Wave Toys hands. I mean, shipping is shipping. Arcade1Up, their shipping sucks to Canada too. Almost all US companies do. So I don't know if there's much they can do, but I know the people in Canada would love to support you guys out of the gate and do your pre-orders, but the shipping is just so hard on that.
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad because I got Golden Tee control panel on the way, and I think this control panel looks incredible. So, but Carl, we've all done videos and streams this week talking about this. What are your thoughts about New Wave Toys doing a Crystal Castles? Because we haven't heard your opinion yet all week.
Well, as usual, I'm a fan of giving people options because arcades, as you all know, resonate with everybody differently, right? You know, there's certain games that we absolutely love, and if it comes out, we got to have it in whatever format that is in.
Mike, we can see your screen, Mike.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. I'll stop sharing.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Carl.
Crystal Castles is one of those games that I have never played it for more than maybe 3 boards. Period.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's one of those games that I played it because I was somewhere and the game that I really wanted to play was not available because some guy that was a expert on it was going to have this thing locked up for 2 hours. And so I got my 2 quarters that I came here to spend, and I got to spend it. And so I ended up spending it in Crystal Castle. But it's a game that is, my mind just won't stay concentrated on it long enough to play it past 3 boards. I don't know if I just get flustered because these bees are going to come out and get me. You
should try playing with your feet, Carl.
Yeah, I think I probably would play better with my feet. But it's like I said, it's a game that I've played many times over the years, but never for a very long time, which makes it perfectly for the New Wave Toys, because you're never going to play these games more than just a few minutes at a time. So I would be more interested in a Marble Madness if I want a rollerball game. This game, like I said, I wouldn't buy it simply because it's just a game that I never ever played for just a few minutes at a time.
It's a really good game. I've played a lot of Crystal Castles on my various Arcade1Up Atari cabs I've had over the years. I think it's great. Again, I don't know if it's an A++ title, but it's certainly a really good title. And the real exciting reason is the art is just absolutely beautiful. The cabinet accents. This is a special cabinet. So I'm excited for that. I think Glenn's deck looks good. I think that this is more of a natural fit for a deck and a game. I like what they're doing here. I like the option. We did a poll on my show there the other night, and 50% of the audience felt that, these decks are really good ideas. So cool that they're doing it. If you missed out on Golden Tee, I think this might be the one to get if you want a rollerball deck for your replicates.
Yeah, and I agree. The decks are awesome option because, obviously on the little retrocade, it's going to be very difficult to play with that small ball, even though it's functional and it's playable, right? But to be able to hook up to your TV, and that's one of the great things with New Wave Toys, to be able to have the HDMI out, to be able to play these games on the TV and have that, to be able to have that larger controller to actually play it, is definitely a plus. This as well as the golf game, the Golden Tee, is an awesome thing to have if you have a arcade set up in your house, a bar, right, set up in your house, and then have that bar top and be able to have their TV up there that you would normally have the games on, to be able to throw these games up there. I think that is way cool. I think that's a cool factor that anybody would love to be able to play if you have that type of setup.
I think Golden Tee, I'll just go back to Golden Tee for a minute. I think Golden Tee would have done better if this was available as a bundle at retail, like the same way that Arcade1Up and their Golden Tee cabs are doing well at Costco. If this was in Costco and there was one setup to a TV and people coming by, I think people would have came by, played a game of Golden Tee and said, this thing's awesome. You're telling me I can bring home Golden Tee, hook it up, and have it on my bar with a TV in the background, and friends
Yeah.
can come over and play. I think they would have sold like hotcakes. I don't know how well they sold or not. I think it's a great idea. It's just I don't know if Golden Tee was the game, especially with so much Golden Tee coming out this year, that really was going to catch our fan base. It's meant for people outside. But again, the way New Wave toys sell, it's mostly word of mouth and it's mostly social media marketing. So if we don't talk about it and like we're not spreading it to other people where it doesn't have a retail option, it's not going to get out to these people that they thought were going to be brought in.
Yeah. We got a couple polls going on. Are you getting Crystal Castles? Are you going to get the replicate only, replicating control panel, both replicates, or no interest? Do me a favor, guys, in the live chat, get your votes in. And also, let's do a second one here. Guys, if you are thinking the next one should be Marble Madness, give me a 1 in the live chat if you're interested in a Marble Madness. Let's see the ones fly, because I've seen a lot of people say, man, Marble Madness would have been cool.
Yeah.
And think about it, like Arcade1Up and these other companies, they're not going to do a Marble Madness. So, like, you're only going to get it from like New Wave Toys or Numbskull. So keep that in mind as well. So I think a Marble Madness would be really cool to have as well.
MG, I buy hotcakes almost every weekend for my son at McDonald's because I would get him a hotcake Happy Meal. So yes, they sell like hotcakes.
And here come the ones. Thanks so much, guys. I appreciate it. Yeah, man. I think Marble Madness would be a good choice. Would be a good choice for them to do next. I think that would their fans would be happy about it.
Well, they've got an Atari cab in the lineup coming up, like one of those special ones, like Roadrunner. Yeah, if you take a look at the cabs that are there, you can clearly see one that looks like Indiana Jones, Roadrunner. Isn't Marble Madness in that cabinet stuff?
Yeah, interesting. I'll have to look, but keep in mind he trolls us with those silhouettes.
Yeah, like he trolled us. He was like, "You're never gonna guess what this one is," and I was like, "Crystal Castles," and he was like, "Damn it!"
But either way, this is cool to see. Also, whatchamacallit, Glenn, do us a favor, Glenn, if you're still here in the live chat, we do have a question for you. Been hearing some rumors that the success of these ventures with these detachable control panels or separate control panels is going to determine whether or not New Wave Toys decides to make a larger arcade machine. And I myself personally, I hope that isn't true. I think people shopping for a mini arcade and just a separate control panel, I don't think that's going to impact them saying, well, because I'm not going to buy this and I'm not going to buy a 3/4 scale or larger arcade cabinet. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see the correlation there myself. I really hope that is a false rumor that is going around, but that is a rumor going around, Glenn, in the community, that if these don't do well, New Wave Toys isn't going to make larger arcade machines. If you could confirm that for us in the chat, I'd appreciate it. I hope that's not true, because there are people like the 52% here who said no interest in this control panel. Out of those 52%, guys, if this was a Arcade1Up XL size arcade machine, would you be picking it up? So yeah, let us know in the chat if you guys would pick it up if it was a larger arcade machine versus a mini. Glenn gave us a great response here. Whenever a new concept is introduced, how well it does can have a factor in future decisions.
That's a true statement, because I tried something new with my wife in the bedroom the other night, sleeping on the couch now.
Well, me personally, I think this community is still a little hungry for these arcade machines, especially if they're made with
big
quality.
Ones.
Especially if they're made with the quality that New Wave Toys and Thunderstick Studios can put together. So hopefully we have nothing to fear here, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, the great thing is, New Wave Toys makes some incredible products, and for people who love this product, that want this product, that desire this product, they're not going. It's not going to be a bad decision if they decide to buy this, and obviously it's a cost, and we all know if you want it, the cost doesn't matter. The price doesn't matter, right? If it's what you want and what you need to have in your home arcade, that price doesn't matter. You're going to get.
Girl, that's not true. Most of the audience, as soon as they see something over $500, they're like, trash, trash, too much trash.
Yeah, they say that. But again,
Yeah.
I'm a modder, so I know you buy things and you put tons more into it to get it the way you want it. And so if that control panel makes it where you can play it the way you want to play it, then the cost is insignificant.
Yeah. I agree, Carl. I agree. Let's go ahead and end the poll. Are you getting Crystal Castles? Let's see what the results come back at here, guys. I'll read them out to you here in 1 second once it publishes.
I was trying to see the poll and I couldn't see it on the video.
No, I just ended it. It takes it a second to pop up. I think it was 30. Here we go. Are you getting Crystal Castles? 53% of our audience who responded said no. Replicate only, 31%. Replicate and control panel, 10%. Both replicates, because remember, there's also that field test edition. 3% out of 75 votes. Thanks so much. How much is this? $5.99? Trash. Yeah, there's, this used to be a hobby when this happened during the COVID era back in 2018, 2019, where, it used to be a hobby that everyone could get into, especially when Arcade1Ups were $300, right? And then they would get clearanced out at $75.
Yeah, I think the bigger challenge with all of the players in this market is one, like Michael mentioned earlier, COVID definitely had a huge impact because we all were homebound and we had this money that we couldn't spend because we weren't going out the door, and so it made spending on these things a lot easier. But two, the arcade cabinets that have come out. I mean, the farther you go out from 2018, the number of cabinets that are available left that weren't created yet get slimmer, right? And so the mass appeal is going to get slimmer and slimmer as you go away from these mass market titles like Pac-Man and Dig Dug, you know what I mean, and these things. So I think the challenge is for all these companies going forward is to have cabinets that and licenses that are available, that's still available, that are going to appeal to the masses. It just gets to be a tougher thing as we go because there's not a whole lot of cabinets left that hadn't been released.
So you're 100% bang on there, Carl. Any company looking to get into the home arcade space right now needs to do something interesting because demand is down, interest is down in the line overall. So they need to come out with something that's interesting, well built, and at a competitive price, or otherwise, like, they're just going to be priced out of the market, and it's not going to sell. That's the truth of it.
Sorry, my mouse crapped out on me.
Sulprist ThinkUp literally signed an agreement that stated that they knew what they were getting into. So, I mean, honestly, I feel terrible for ThinkUp, but they do not have much of a legal case to win here. So if they're suing for $10 million, yeah, I don't think they're going to get anywhere close to that. They literally don't have a legal case.
Let me see here. Sorry, Mike, I'm having all kinds of issues here. Okay, here we go. And because Glenn did, I saw the shameless self-promotion in the live chat, guys. Thunderstick Studios, 50% off your GRS Build-A-Cades right now. So if you want to head over to thunderstickstudio.com, if you're looking to do a GRS Build-A-Cade mod yourself, 50% off, man. So that's what, only $50?
Yeah. So I have one of these, hell of a product. It's even just if you want to buy it as a Raspberry Pi case. It's one of the coolest Pi cases you could get. I've got my Pi in it. You can play everything right off there. When it comes on, there's a cool little graphic that goes, game on. So I've got a little Glen around me at all times. And of course, we've seen the new Donkey Kong mods people are doing. I mean, that's the dream. I'll be honest with you. Like, I don't necessarily like the mods where it's just art on the side of it, but I love what they did with the Donkey Kong mods, like actually changing the shape to make it look like the real arcade. That is really badass. So Really cool Raspberry Pi case in the shape of an arcade. Only takes you about 2 hours to build. $50. Get it while you can.
Hey, scroll down there, P-Dubs. I want to see those accessories.
Here's the Viper board, which is on pre-order. Hey, Glenn, when are these Viper boards shipping out to people? Can you let us know in the live chat? And then there's the GRS Universal Encoder Hub board, GRS Sinden Target Pro.
That Sinden shotgun is badass. I know. I've seen that at Cleveland.
They don't. Biggie D. They don't include the board. It's bring your own board. It's kind of like Arcade1Up with the original Dragon's Lair design. Bring your own screen. You got to bring your own single board computer.
Yeah, you got to you pick up your own Raspberry Pi, whatever one you want, and throw it in there. A Pi 3, 3B plus, 4, 5, whatever you can get your hands on. And I think they're compatible now with the Viper board as well that Glenn's releasing too. So you could do the Viper board with Arcade. Is what I heard that they're going to be shipping with Arcade, which, by the way, if any of you have been fiddling around with Legends Unchained on the AtGames ecosystem, you guys should be a little bit familiar with Arcade. So Arcade is a pretty good software program. Vipers will ship soon. We're just waiting for the GPIO pin software to be fully compatible with the Build-A-Cade. There you go. So good stuff for Glenn. We should probably get Glenn on soon to go over all his stuff. But this guy, every time I turn around, he's at another convention. This guy is like super famous now.
It's kind of a big deal.
It was great. It was great meeting Glenn down in Cleveland. That was
I couldn't believe how tall he was. Did you know Glenn is 7'4"?
You know what's funny is I always imagined in my mind that Glenn was super tall. Am I the only one who thought that? I never once heard Glenn mention his height. I always thought, seeing him in videos, like he's this skinny, lanky guy, that he'd be like, 6'5", you know what I mean? Like this tall guy. And we met Glenn, and Glenn is, what, about 5'8", 5'9"?
I don't know. I'd need to get him to stand next to Biggie D, because Biggie D is 6'4", right?
I don't know. I think Biggie D's 6'2", but he rounds up to 6'4". Ain't that right, Biggie D? Yeah, Glenn's doing really, really well. Kudos to him. All right, Mike, what else do we got? Because my browser's crashed. I had to reopen my
Arcade1Up have secured a $20 million loan, which CEO, CFO Dora DeVere says in the statement this will give them the cash flow they need to run their business properly, and now they can get back to making games. Let's talk about this insider business news and give it a full economical review with our buddy James Hates Everything. We're going to be breaking out our Business 1000 textbooks and going back to basics to explain the ins and outs of this loan and what it means for Arcade1Up and their future business opportunities.
Look at what Wagner wrote. Because Wagner's got to be, what, 5'6"?
Wagner's 4'1". Oompa loompa gobbity goo. Wagner works for AtGames. Now you do too.
The camera lies. Glenn is Dolph Lundgren in stature. There you go. It was, yeah. Oh man, I gotta. Yeah. So what do you expect her to say?
This was Chucky D. Love and Glenn.
Okay. Now, Kongs R Us is 5'11". He's the same height as me and Michael B. And Carl, you're about what, 5'9"?
I'm 5'7".
I thought I was 5'11". I think I'm like 5'9" and a half.
So Glenn's got to be like 5'8", 5'9".
Yeah, he's
like
5'8". 5'9".
Yeah, but I always imagined he was like well over 6 foot in his videos. Glenn, you just have a big stature, my friend. That's all. You just have a big stature.
Hey, I will say, they always talk about like when you meet someone, are they the same person? Glenn was 100% the exact same person in person. Like it's not an act. What you see on camera, that's the real guy. So yeah, all around good guy, Glenn.
Oh man, that was great. All right, so where are we at? Do we really have to talk about this boring loan thing?
Very quickly. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
What do you expect her to say when in a press release? This is going to help us get back to making video
No.
games.
I think it's good news that there's money there because it means they can do stuff. But if you read like what she says, they admit to having cash flow issues. Like this is basically an admission of cash flow issues. That's why they're doing this lend right now. And
Okay.
the way that as much as like everybody's probably saying it's a positive, they are admitting there was cash flow issues. So the idea behind this is they've traded their accounts receivable for this loan, which comes in at a super high interest. But the important thing is they now have the cash flow to move forward and make games. So that's really all to be taken out of it. Like everybody's saying, oh, this is just to pay off the $10 million they owe to Think Up in the Think Up loan. Like again, I say to this, the Think Up guys signed a contract that basically negated all verbal agreements in the past. So, I mean, they don't have much of a legal case here. A moral case, absolutely. I feel terrible for them. And I hope like something gets worked out. But in terms of a legal case, I don't know how much of a legal case they have. Then there's also the loan repayment to Midcap Financial. And honestly, I get the impression Midcap Financial pretty much owns Arcade1Up at this point. So you're going to repay the people that own you? Like, I think they're waiting for revenue to come out of this.
I really don't think handshake deals really stand up in court. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly.
If you are buddy with a buddy and decide to go into business together and do something and have a handshake agreement, and something happens, like for instance, your buddy is no longer the CEO of that company, you should have got it in writing, bro. You should have got it in writing. I mean, what can you say? Like, I honestly, Mike, this is all I'm going to say about it because I find it all a little boring and tedious. But what I will say is, I don't think Think Up has a case. Like, that would be like me taking Detroit Love to court and saying, well, Detroit Love and me shook hands and he said he'd give me 10% of his YouTube check for the next 50 years. But we don't have it in writing. You know what I mean? Like, how am I going to get the judge is going to say, well, Carl, you shouldn't have shook his hand.
Yeah.
Like I think it's going to get dismissed with prejudice, but go ahead. What do you guys think?
Yeah. So also, the other thing that was mentioned to me is the line of credit they've secured is against their accounts receivable, which is actually a really high interest loan too. So keep that in mind as well. Only positive thing I'm taking out of this is this gives them money that they can use to make games. I don't know. I don't think this means that it means the company's like in great standing or it's going to, give them 8 or 9 more years. It just means they can make some stuff now where they were jammed up and they couldn't do it.
Yeah. Carl, you're muted right now, just a heads up. Or do you have stuff going on there?
Nothing's going on over here.
Yeah. Detroit Love owes me $42.34 in revenue.
Yeah, see, just really quickly, I want to bring this up really quickly. Matt Asher Gaming, good to see you, Matt Asher, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Verbal contracts are binding in some states unless a written agreement that supersedes that changes the nature of the agreement was signed off by the party. That's the problem. It was a verbal contract until they signed a written contract that changed the nature of the deal.
Yeah. Yep. I agree with Thor KC 100%. I agree. I agree. But there you go. All right. So Arcade1Up took out a loan, guys. And woo.
The important thing to take away from it, they have money right now. Hopefully that means new stuff is coming. They've
more
fixed the
Pac-Man
cash flow issues.
More Pac-Man
Short-term solution
to the new homes.
They spent all the money on the new Jeopardy game on the Infinity game table, though. That's the bad news.
Oh God. This broadcast has been brought to you by Genie Legals, ladies and gentlemen. So there you guys.
Hurt in the car, call Michael Burr.
And I can tell that our audience is riveted. And guys, did you guys enjoy that segment? Let us know. Oh, you did? Oh, thank you. You guys, man,
Hi, guys.
Talk about getting loud. We heard you through the interwebs. Thanks so much, audience. And now back to the real show.
So,
All
Matt Astra, are you coming to Chicago, brother? I know you got a new life living on the beach with your babe, but like, are you coming to Chicago, brother?
It was cool meeting Mad Astra and
Yeah.
in Cleveland. Good, cool guy.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. It just seems weird. Like 5 years ago, we weren't talking about the behind the scenes stuff. Like, it's just weird that this
No,
is
man,
all
you
we
were
have.
living it. You were in the trenches. You were like, all right, Act Games, those fuckers at Arcade1Up trying to
Let's
take
get
us
'em.
down. Let's release a spreadsheet about the Legends pinball.
Spreadsheets, do it every time, baby.
Oh man,
Fun memories.
yeah. I mean, keep in mind all NDAs are null, void, and expired. So I got some stories. I think some companies should back off unless they want those stories told. That's all I got to say. All right, let's continue on, Mike. Where are we at?
Jeez, we got some console stuff to talk about. A lot of cool console games came out this past week. Capcom Fighting Collection 2, where Capcom Fighting Collection 1 already came out many moons ago, and we're waiting on Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection to come out. Now Capcom Fighting Collection 2 is coming out, and people are losing their goddamn minds because there's some Sega Dreamcast and Naomi games on this thing. We're getting Power Stone 1 and 2, baby.
There you go. So let's do it. Let's show a trailer or something. Like, what do you got?
Oh, I don't have anything up.
You guys better have something.
Pete,
I don't know what you're talking
all
about.
the stuff. Do you got something?
I'll find it.
All right. We'll continue talking about it. This is really exciting because we're getting another alpha game. And like I said, the Power Stone games for Dreamcast, that's just so freaking exciting. They're going to be released again. Any Dreamcast is a good one. I had Power Stone 1. I've never played Power Stone 2. I know like the video game wrestling community is actually really hyped about this. If you follow Austin Creed, otherwise known as Xavier Woods, he was crazy posting about it. He had all his Dreamcast controllers up and he was like, I'm ready to go. I will own you in Power Stone.
Yeah. It's cool that they're coming back on consoles. They're going to have online play, both the collections. And what's really cool about that is you're not going to have empty lobbies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you'll be able to play these on your arcade machine. If you have an Intech Gaming Nintendo Switch modded Arcade1Up, you'll be able to play these games. Or if you're doing Act Games OTG mode, you'll be able to do it as well. So like you're going to have the ability to play these games with lots of people and still have an arcade experience. It's still relevant to us. These are arcade games that, although they're coming out on console, we have so many ways. And with PC Steam, you'll be able to play these on an arcade machine and have a great time. And just like Jim Carrey said in The Cable Guy, you'll be able to play with a friend in Vietnam. You know what I mean? So it'll be super, super cool.
Yeah, 19K Fox brings it up. And if Nostalgia was here, he'd really the one we need for this segment, because you got to think about the value here. Do you know how much it costs to go get these games individually in the retro gaming bins, buying a Dreamcast, making sure it works? Man, oh man, the value of this bundle is crazy. It's like $700 worth of games for $49.99 US.
Yeah. So they got Street Fighter Alpha 3 on here, which is interesting.
Yeah.
But hey, by the way, when are those Evercades going to ship? Those Evercade Alphas?
I don't know.
know.
I think that's October, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
I finally buy into the Evercade system, and they delay mine.
Yeah, Carl, what did you get? You got the Evercade Versus?
The Nostalgia version.
The VSR?
You get the console, or do you get the handheld?
The handheld.
Yeah, so he's got the EXPR, which is delayed till November 12th.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, we'll have to see what they've changed when the games come out. I agree, Big ED. Like, Street Fighter E Honda stage, they took out the sun in the background, the flag. You know what I mean? Like, we'll see what changes they've made when this stuff comes out. So
Yeah, so I'll get the next one loaded up, Dubs. This is one I'm personally excited about, and I'm already 15 hours into one of the games in this collection. So,
which
you know
one?
what's good ass. Hold on.
First off, Mike, I don't understand how you beat games so quickly. Mike will tell me like, "Hey guys, I'm starting Jedi Survivor," and it takes 30 hours to beat that game or something like that. And Mike, and then Mike somehow in 24 hours beats the game and posts a picture saying #just beat it.
#just beat it. That's from my cartridge club days, man. If you guys don't know about the cartridge club,
I'm thinking there's a scandal there, Mike. I'm
scandal. He's not a real gamer. He's not. I
don't think Mike is actually beating these games. He's taking a screenshot.
The YouTube videos, trying to get money.
He's just Okay, so I've been hearing all week about this, and I haven't tried it yet. So what is this?
So if you're a fan of the EGA Castlevania games, going back to Symphony of the Night, you know how they continued on the Game Boy Advance.
Right.
They further continued on the Nintendo DS, and we were always questioning whether or not, just like the Castlevania Game Boy Advance collection that we got, if we'd ever get a DS collection and how it would work where it had the dual screen and touch screen. Well, this past week, out of nowhere, shadow dropped during the Nintendo Direct. We did get the Castlevania DS collection, actually called Dominus, which is pretty smart because it begins with a D, ends with an S. And you're getting 3 awesome Castlevania games. I beat Portrait of Ruin and Dawn of Sorrow before, but Castlevania Order of Ecclesia is hard ass. Like, it's really hard. So I'm glad because I actually sold my DS games and my DS when I was trying to save up for my Stranger Things pinball. So I was like, I'll never beat Order of Ecclesia now. But now I'm going back through these games. I'm having a bunch of fun. I'm about 15 hours into Dawn of Sorrow. Having so much friggin' fun with it. Like, yeah, it's crazy, right?
Yeah, you were sending us pictures in our group chat, and Mike was like a little kid again. It was so adorable. He was so happy
and
about
speaking
this.
of little kids, you got 2 little kids. Where do you get these 15 hours from?
Well,
Laura, can you watch the kids?
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, Lara was working a lot this week, so I had to take a little bit of time off from my job. I was still busy with my job, but watching Tommy, and I had my Steam Deck there with me. Maybe got a little bit of Castlevania, but I was hanging out with Tom.
There you go. He's cheating like I used to in book club. There you go. This is a great question. Does anyone know where you can get a Take grip for the Evercade EXP handheld? The official one is also delayed to the end of November, like the console. I have no clue, my friend. If I did, I'd let you know. Hopefully someone in the live chat can answer that for JJ. Help him out. What about you guys? Yeah, Mike, you see anything about that?
The Take grip is the thing that makes it vertical.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, I've been with many girls that had a really good tank grip, so I like. Oh, we're not talking about that.
And here, I thought we would actually go the entire show without any overtly sexual humor, and Mike will be
in condoms.
Well, I definitely go vertical with that.
We did talk about goat skin condoms. We're horrible. Guys, if you don't know, this show is a rated R, adults only, little children.
R for nostalgia.
This show is rated R for really awesome. So make sure your kids aren't watching when you're listening to the Super Game Room News. We do
really awesome, really awful.
We do curse a lot, but actually, Mike, our curse counter is at like 0 tonight. Did you know we haven't sworn yet?
Oh, I dropped like 3 F-bombs.
No, you didn't.
I did.
No, you didn't. How many times did you hear a curse word tonight, guys? Let us know in the live chat.
We might be on a hard PG-13. I might have swore once.
Well, usually we curse a lot, so it's nice to see that we kept it above the level for a show finally.
Yeah.
Now, if you want us to curse, we should start talking about the At Games calendar. But
Yeah,
we'll save that for next
just,
week.
That just got released, apparently.
Yeah, I haven't even looked at it.
The last one is Star Wars Outlaws came out today, and it's getting shredded by pretty much YouTube reviewers. Apparently, there's a lot of glitches in the version that came out for them to test. I actually got a version as well where I'm an Ubisoft creator. So there was a hot fix for some of the issues today. I got to play a little bit on stream. My experience so far was pretty positive. The game starts really slow, but it's got an awesome storyline. It starts out with this cool mob scene that's straight out of Batman 89. The Joker scene, remember where he gets the joy buzzer? Very reminiscent in that. And then graphically, it's beautiful. Although I do agree,
I don't know that because I don't see any assets.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want to get my stream? I'll get my stream.
Pull up
earlier.
your stream.
We get some assets, so we
this game.
All of us have not been able to watch your stream yet.
Yeah,
Michael B.
This game has been getting a lot of bad press.
Would help us to understand what you're talking about here. Yeah. Let's just say that. I'm excited about a Star Wars
open world.
Open world. That's something new.
Yep.
Never seen before.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of bad press out there for this game, especially with it. The people crying woke, the fact that they your main character is doesn't look like Lara Croft in Tomb Raider. She looks like the girl next door who got hit in the face with a baseball bat. You know what I mean? There's all those complaints online. The question is it a good game? Is it fun? I haven't tried it yet. I don't know if I will, but Mike, what were your thoughts today? You played about an hour of it.
Yeah, I played about an hour of it on stream today. Nix, from the guy that did the mod for the iArcade, he's in the game. So Nix is your compadre. He goes around modding iArcades. I think it looks good graphically. Plays really smooth. It's got a real. If you played any of the modern Assassin's Creeds, it's got a very similar visual style. Your characters kind of feel the same. The gameplay is a mix between, you do some, you remember in Jedi Fallen Order, how you do wall jumping and there's a little bit of parkour stuff.
That.
So there's parkour in this. So it's got that reminiscent to it. And it's a shooter game, so it's like Assassin's Creed. You got that character Nix. You got to go up and rob people, and he can go fetch stuff for you. So there's a little bit of pickpocketing. It was really slow to start because you had to go around and pickpocket a couple people to get credits to start the game. But once you get into doing one of the stealth missions and you rob this bank vault and stuff like that, things really start to pick up. There's some stealth stuff where you go around. You do a giant donkey punch to knock people out. I like that. Yeah, I honestly, after an hour, I definitely was interested in coming back to it. I didn't experience a lot of the complaints people are playing about, but keep in mind, they probably didn't play the version I played today after the hotfix update, and they probably, are much deeper into it than I am. So, from what I played today, I actually walked away from it with a positive. Business started to pick up after about an hour.
I played through Jedi Survivor and Jedi Fallen Order, and I was posting pictures and videos as I was going, screen captures. Really, really love those games. I thought those games were well done. But the one thing they were missing, kind of like what Mike says, is they weren't really open world. You just were following the track until you got to where you needed to be. But open world games, I love them, but we'll see how this turns out. This one, I might wait on this one, Mike, until the price drops on it. You know what I mean? I don't think I'm in a rush to play this day one. Does that make sense?
Well, I'm just curious how this character falls into the Star Wars world. I don't know the relationship there.
She's Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker after he has his sex change.
No, seriously, Mike.
No, these are just ancillary characters, kind of the way Dash Rendar was. Okay, Dash Rendar was created for Star Wars
period,
Shadows of the Empire.
What time period in Star Wars?
I'm not 100% sure, but the impression I get is that it was right after the first Star Wars movie, because they talk about the destruction of the Death Star and how the Rebel Alliance is on the uprise. So I get the impression it happens after Star Wars Episode 4.
I remember Mike and I were talking on the phone earlier. He was telling me about the game, and he did mention, you mentioned to me on the phone when we were talking. You said it's like Arkham Asylum meets Assassin's Creed, and I like those games, and that got me a little excited. But we'll see.
And that's the only character you can play with.
Yes, Kurt. Yeah,
Play as. Okay.
yeah.
Interesting.
So far.
Well, can you fast forward to some action here, Mike? Can we see
Well,
something
that's the
besides you
thing.
just walking around?
There's not a lot of action for a long
Well,
time.
I want to
right?
see this donkey punch that you're talking
All
about.
right, I'll see if I can get to that part.
Yeah, let's because right now I'm just watching a bunch of walking.
Yeah, there's a whole
It's
lot.
mostly
I'm getting-
walking. The game
I'm
is
getting
80%
tired.
walking.
Well,
And
an
then at
open
the end
world
of,
game
then
is
at the,
mostly walking.
and then at the end of the third movie, they just throw the ring in the volcano.
God, I love that. Was that Clerks 2?
Yeah.
It's so great.
Oh yeah, here I go. Look, get ready for it.
All right, here we go.
Here we go. Bam!
Oh!
Donkey punch right on the head.
Go back. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again, Mike.
Here we go.
All right, so yeah, it's just like Assassin's Creed. Sneak up, knock 'em out. A lot of stealth stuff, huh?
Oh yeah, big time. So it took a while to get into, and there is some shooting and stuff like that. The shooting mechanic is good. Yeah, it's good.
What's that lizard thing?
Yeah, what is
That's
like your
Nyx. That's like your little pet robot. You can pet him, and then you
okay.
send him out to
Hold
rob
on.
stuff off people. Yeah.
It's Donkey Punch. This guy didn't even hear the door opening and shutting, which is great.
No, he's a dummy.
All right, let's see the Donkey Punch, Mike. Where is it?
Oh, hold on. She's going to go back up because she was afraid of the dude. She was like, stranger danger. Then I look around to see if there's any way out here. And this is for no reason. This room is here just for looks. So she's going to go back up. Get ready for it.
All right.
Open
Now,
the
keep in
door.
mind-
Get ready. Get ready. Whoop
What a weird takedown.
I
Bam!
loved it.
That's
It's almost
funny,
something like
Mike.
Get Smart would do.
You're funny. All right, let's get that off of there. Mike says it's worth checking out, but he's only an hour into it. But it's got 120 hour storyline things to do. Mike will have this game beaten by tomorrow. Hashtag just beat it. Get ready for the
He
Twitter
doesn't
post.
even play games.
Get ready for the Twitter post. Hashtag just beat it tomorrow. Mike, I'm just messing with you.
So yeah, so I talked to Shotgun Sean about this earlier. He picked it up as well. He was like, I didn't watch your stream because I'm excited to get into it. Honestly, man, one of the problems I got right now, there's just so many good games out there. Like we are blessed with just a plethora of these amazing games that we can get into, and like where we're adults, just not enough time to play them, man. Like I still got Ghost of Tsushima to get back into. I've got Last of Us Part 2 remastered. Man, there's so much to do, and I just every single time I say I'm going to start something, then something else comes up. I'm like, oh, I haven't finished Shining Force in 30 years, so I got to do that now.
When it comes to console gaming, Ghost of Tsushima on PlayStation 5 was probably top 3 games I've played in the last 5 years. Like
Cody Rhodes, who's a big gamer, listed it as one of his top 5 games of all time.
It is an incredible game, and I got so sucked into the story and the acting and the voices and the fight scenes and learning how to fight like a samurai. And I thought it was just an amazing game. If you've never played it, you guys got to go play it.
Yeah, that's probably what I'm going to play next on my PlayStation. I started Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, and I'm really liking that. But I want to play something that's more, you know what I mean, a robust, real game. So I think I'm going to throw in Ghost of Tsushima. But I've also got Elden Ring, which I haven't even started yet. There's just too much to play. Carl, one thing about Star Wars Outlaws, it did feel rather reminiscent also of one of your favorite games, which is Watch Dogs. Okay. So yeah, if you get a chance to play a demo or something, check it out. It might interest you.
Yeah, I was thinking that when you were saying that you had to pickpocket to get money to start off.
Yeah. Well, guys, it's been an hour 45. What an incredible audience to tune in on the Friday of a holiday weekend and hang out with us for nearly 2 hours talking about arcades, retro gaming consoles, all that stuff. We hope all of you have an amazing Labor Day weekend. Thanks as always for tuning in. Give us a thumbs up on the way out. Thank you for subscribing. Carl, whenever you're ready.
And we
Send
want
these
to give
people
a
on their way.
special thanks to those who are watching this Sunday as you're sitting there with the family and they're boring the shit out of you. And you saying, I am putting on the Super Game Room Dudes podcast so I can have something interesting to listen to. We appreciate you even more. And we appreciate you guys who watched it live. And until next time, we'll see you on the web.
Super Game Room Dudes. # just beat it. See you later.